Now, big event coming up. That's the Great Net Zero debate, which is going to be Glastonbury Town Hall on the 7th of July at 17:45. Lots of good speakers, but one of the most important speakers for us is Sandi Adams, who has really been working very hard with her team to put this together. So, Sandi, let's welcome you to UK Column News. Well done. You're really showing us how to take action and make things happen on the ground. Tell us a bit more.
Well, thanks very much, Brian, and thank you for your support in all this, because it really helps. Well, it was following the town hall 15-minute cities talk that went viral, which was a big surprise to me more than anyone else, because I didn't really know I was being filmed, and it was just a kind of a stream of consciousness that came out. It was 15 years of frustration with the Green Council in Glastonbury that I've had. And so that tended to go viral, and it got something over 6 million views on YouTube, Twitter, wherever. And it made me realise that actually people do want this information badly. And during that talk, I did ask the mayor if we could have an open debate about the climate emergency policies within the council, and their net zero policies that they're bringing in all the time. These sort of the stuff that's coming through our town council and the money that's being spent on climate change. And this is our money, this is our money. And so I asked them for a meeting. They didn't come up with one. They were definitely not interested. So we decided to invite them to our event. We've paid for the whole thing. We've crowdfunded it. We've got people to help us with the money, and we've been able to hire the town hall. It's taken us 4 months to get all this together, and we've invited the council to come along, and the mayor. The mayor is a lady called Indra Don Francesco, and she's going to do an address in support of climate change, and we have and there's other green councillors coming, and we've got 2 climate scientists to give the reality of climate change. We've got a chap called Peter Taylor, who wrote a book called Chill in the early 2000s. I don't know if you're aware of that book, but it was a very interesting book that he wrote, and it was to do with the fact that he worked for the United Nations for a period of time and was in, sort of as a consultant to the IPCC. And he realized quite a way in that all of their information was not quite right. So he wrote a book called Chill. It was called A Reassessment of Global Warming Policy. Because for a while he was vilified by the whole academic, sort of all the people that he'd been working for, including the United Nations and the IPCC. So he was literally persona non grata, and he went to work then in the US for the environmental studies, and he decided that really his work was never going to be with the United Nations anymore. And he's brilliant. He's got 2 degrees from Oxford University, and he has really gone into the whole sort of cycles, the natural cycles that determine our weather, not the computer models, which don't actually understand the concept of cycles whatsoever. So he's really interesting. We've got a chap called Ralph Ellis, who's done a lot of work into tornadoes and the precession of things like the modulation of ice ages via precession and dust and albedo, which is something to do with the reflection of the sun's rays on certain surfaces. And he's an amazing polymath. He's a pilot, he's a climate scientist, he's a computer analyst, and he's a historian, an amazing chap, Ralph Ellis. So we've got those 2, and we've got somebody also talking about EMFs and a bit of 5G for a very short while, and also on how EMFs destroy biological systems like nature and human beings. And so that's really good, because I know that Indra, who is the mayor, is very interested in trees and conservation of trees, because she's really doing a lot of activism work. And the thing is that these people like Indra, who is our mayor, who is in XR, actually, they do, in a funny sort of way, they care about the environment, but they possibly don't have all the information they need, or to go on with this. So that's why we're talking about it. Yeah.
Super.
Sandi, really excellent. If we sum it up very simply, what you're doing is bringing experts together to really challenge the official line on matters to do with climate change heading into Agenda 2030. And that is going to be done with the public present. So that's a pretty powerful way. The UK column, delighted to help you get this streamed out at the time. It
will be streamed out on ukcolumn.org/live, but I hope as many people as possible will get along to that. So Sandi, thank you very much for that.